Hey guys, this is Elias with Softly, and today I'm gonna show you how to export metabox advanced fields using WP All Export. Now guys, I'm gonna select the post type I wanna export, which in this case is this one right here, the one that says metabox post type, right? And we have 100 posts to be exported, so I'm gonna click here on the Customize Export File button. Now guys, in this video, we're only gonna focus on the metabox advanced fields. So these are the fields we're going to export today. I'm going to show you right now. So we have some background fields, and these background fields divides in multiple fields. Then we have the color field, date time, embed, password, select advanced slider, right? Then we have the autocomplete field, this key value field. Then we have this text field, and then text list, and what you see is what you get. Now I have all of these fields created here in Metabox, and I'll show you real quick. Right here we have all of these fields. Now guys, to get this data exported, we need to go here to WPL export, and the first thing we want to do is hit preview just to see what we are dealing with here. We have our ID, the title, and the content columns. Now, in this example, we're not going to need the content or the ID, so I'm going to get rid of those. And I'm going to find my Metabox advanced fields here in the Metabox section in the right column. Now, you can see here we have quite a bit of fields, and we can add all of those fields one by one here in the export template. But since we want all of those fields, there is a simpler way to do that. Now, let me zoom in here so you can see these fields have a green color on the letters, right? You can see that here. But this first one has black letters. So what this means is that this first element is the field group. So if I go ahead and drag and drop the field group, you will see that WPL export will add all of the fields contained in this field group, right? So we can hit preview and see what we get here. You can see that the background color field divides in multiple fields. We have the background color, the background image, background repeat, background position, attachment, and size, right? And if we go here to our post type, you will see the same fields, right? So we have here the actual image, right? The color, whether the repeat, position, the attachment, and the size. So we have all of that here in multiple columns. It's cool. Then we have our color field, date time, the embed, password, right? Select advanced, and all of the other data. And you can see here, for example, let's look exactly this post so you can see the actual data we are seeing in the preview, right? Cool. So here it is. And for example, here for this key value element, we can see here we have the keys and here we have the values, right? And we have multiple rows in that field. So that's the same we have here, right? We have here the key value key, right? And the key value value. And these are the actual names of these fields. This one is called key and this one is called value, right? Yours may be different. I just named them like that for this video's purposes, right? Just to keep it simple. But you can see that we have all of the values right here separated with pipes, right? Then we have our field set texts. And here they are, right? And here for the text list, you can see the values separated into 3 columns, right? And lastly, we have the what you see is what you get field, and you can see we're exporting here all the HTML contained in this field, right? So that's cool. Now, guys, that's pretty much everything, really. You can do some fun stuff here. For example, you could write your own PHP functions, like so, right? And if you write a function to do something to these column values, or you can paste the name of your function here and use this value here to run your function, right? You can also change here the column name. For example, like I'm gonna change this from title to name, right? And save, preview, and there you go. We have changed the column name. Now maybe, I don't know, perhaps you want to change the title or the time format, right? So we have here or the date or time formats, right? So we have here this date format and this time format. So let's change that by clicking here on the date field, and then I'm gonna say D, comma, maybe F, J, and Y. Now let's try with that and see what we get. And there you go, guys. We have changed our date format, right? Now let's change the time too. And for the time, I'm gonna say maybe G and A. Let's try with that. Preview. And here it is. We have changed our time format. So as you can see, guys, you can do a lot of things here, but we won't be covering that in this video because, as I said before, this is just a quick walkthrough through the advanced fields in Metabox. So if you want to know more about how to export other kinds of fields and maybe see some real-world data and examples, well, you can check out the other videos in our channel or go to our website at wpoimport.com. For now, let's just continue with our export. And here we have our export type where we can export this in two formats, basically. We have the spreadsheet format, and here you can select whether you want to export this in CSV or these two kinds of Excel files. Now, you can also export this in XML, and if I hit preview, you will see that we have exactly the same format, columns, order, names, and whatever you used here in the export template, right? You will find this here just in XML. Now, if you want to get a little bit more crazy with a custom XML feed, well, you can do that too by selecting here this option. But in this example, we're just gonna stick with the CSV type. All right, so I'm gonna click continue. And here we have the scheduling options, which are very powerful, guys, because this will allow you to automate your exports, right? Because maybe you need to run this export on a daily basis, or maybe you need to run this export weekly or whatever. Well, you don't need to do that manually. You could use one of these two options to set up a schedule and automate your exports. So, for example, say I want to use the automatic scheduling service, which is a paid service, by the way. It costs $9 a month, and you can select here all of the days you want to run your export on, right? And then you select a time, for example, let's say 12 a.m., and WPL export will run in this schedule automatically, right? Now you can also use cron jobs, which are free, but they are a little bit more technical. Now, again, we're not going to do that in this example, but it's just so you know you can do it. And you can even combine this with Zapier and maybe have WPL export run daily and have Zapier email you the exported file, right? Or maybe upload that file to Google Drive or Dropbox or whatever. Just as I said before, guys, if this is something that interests you, check out the other videos in our channel and check out our website at wpoimport.com. Now, these advanced settings, they are pretty much self-explanatory, but if you have questions, you can hover on the question mark, and it will give you a more detailed description of what this option does. Now, if even after that you still have some questions, you can just contact our support team, and we will be more than happy to help you out. Now, I'm going to confirm and run this export, right? And now, let's download our CSV and open that up to see what we got. Alright, so if I click here, you can see we have 101 rows, minus of course the header row that gives us 100 rows, which is the number we expected, so that's cool. And then we have here the name column, which remember, guys, we changed. We have the background fields, and then we have here our date and time, which remember, guys, we changed its format. And all of the other fields seem to be here. So overall, it's looking real good. And that's it, guys. There you have it. That's how you export Metabox advanced fields using WPL export and the Metabox export add-on. Now, guys, remember, if you want to know more about how to import or export other Metabox fields, or maybe if you're using ACF or Jet Engine to handle your custom fields and post types, you can import and export that data too using WPL import and WPL export. For now, just thank you for watching and see you next time.